Yo, what up? This is your boy Solo, and now we're gonna get into left brain and right brain aspects of spirituality and just shit in general that deals with these left brain and right brain hemispheres. So, as you can see how the world is, society, we are more prone to use left brain aspects of ourselves. The way society is, the way people move, the way people are just structured in life. You know, these individuals go about things in a logical way. It's a logical society. You know, that's just common sense. And you see less of creativity. And is that way for a reason, because society wants people working for them and not people coming up with their own creativity, so they can spark up their own brand or product out of that creativity. So left brain deals with logic and practicality. Right brain deals with creativity, spirituality, meditation, and just tapping into different wavelengths of awarenesses, and how to see ourselves in a different light. Literally, that's like our imaginations, our creativity. That's what I said earlier, and that just deals with our spirit expanding. Now, when you have too many spirits with just being logical, your spirit, that's what it's doing. You're not expanding. You're not expanding your awareness. You're not expanding your creativity. You're just being logical in a logical-based system. So let's make an example with evolution and lesser spirits that are evolving. They are utilizing the same mechanisms of left brain and right brain, but within their own percentage level of evolving. So when you see animals creating their own habitat and environment, that's them utilizing their tools, their left brain and their right brain tools, to go about it in their survival natural way. Now, you cannot stop an animal from doing what they're doing. They're going to do it regardless. And they're evolving in a direction that they're evolving, and you cannot suppress that. But the thing is, we have a system suppressing humans and the way they evolve, and put them to use like cattle, and being slaves in a system, not utilizing their true potential. And that's why everything is messed up the way it is, and so much pandering going on. But I'm not gonna go too deep into that right now. So when you see species evolving, they are already experiencing their experiences, and they experience based on just being aware, and dying, rebirth, and so on. Birth, death, rebirth. And this is the spirit expanding and contracting. You cannot expand with just logic. You have to experience different things, different spaces, different awarenesses. And this is what we're doing. So when you're in a space, you're always expanding your awareness in some way, shape, or form. Even if you're extremely logical, you're expanding your logic in different aspects of life. Or even then, you still need a break and you want to experience life. That is the spirituality aspect. Experiencing life, and people like to mimic that with drugs, alcohol, weed, and have that euphoric feeling of the creativity, that spiritual aspect, which is not really spiritual. You're just mimicking it with drugs and shit like that, or however you choose to enjoy that spiritual reality of creativity, whether that's sex, whatever, it doesn't matter. but it's all dealing with the same right brain mechanisms and, you know, our chakras. I'm not going to get into that right now for individuals who don't understand, but you cannot evolve if you're too logical. You have to become a little bit more right brain, which is spiritual, and you tap into different awarenesses where you can understand things that you think needs logic. It doesn't need logic. You need the spiritual essence to understand how everything is, you know, being created and evolving. You cannot understand spirituality with just logic. It just doesn't make any sense. You're being logical about imaginations, understanding the imagination realm. That doesn't make sense. You have to tap in with your imaginations to understand the universe, or whatever people want to call it. But we are creating the universe from within, and it's expanding without, and we live inside of God, and that's the best way to explain our existence. But you can understand all the aspects of how we are creating ourselves through meditation and getting into spirituality. And, you know, there's some truth into science and religion, but those things are extremely limited, and it will bound you back here, or in some way, or in some type of hell, because you're not understanding reality in totality. You're just too logical about reality and not spiritual enough to understand God or divinity. So think about it like this. Your two people are too physical, but not spiritual enough. They're too physical, but don't understand the spiritual. Like, even though people should have the common sense that the metaphysical created the physical. So how are you going to understand the physical if you're looking with just your physical eyes? Even if you find information from the physical that makes sense, and now you're utilizing your imaginations and you know, logic, putting it together, science, or, you know, how religion works, you're using your tools within yourself to understand something external. And now you got that shit confused, when you're supposed to use your, you know, your meditation, your belief system, you're supposed to expand out of that to understand that these are the mechanisms that we're using to understand what's outside of us, when you're literally already doing it. Your thoughts and your feelings is what's creating our reality. So to make it simple, your spirit is just your space. It's not corporeal. It has nothing to do with physicality. That spirit created a mentality, a mind. It had to create a mind. How else is it going to create physicality? It needs a mind. It needs a spaceship. Your mind is a spaceship. And when you're visualizing, you're utilizing your imaginations, you're going into a world. This is how dreams work. When you're in a dream, you're going into a imagination realm. You're utilizing your creativity as a spirit to astral project, to go to the astral realm, and that's your space as a spirit when you're in that dream. So however you are in that dream is how you feel towards the day. Naturally, you're just projecting how you feel, and you're creating your reality in that purest state when you're in that dream realm. That's how you really are in the spirit realm and not in the physical realm. When you're having that dream, you're in that space and location, whether that's a nightmare, a happy place. You know, you're creating your reality from within, and that's your heaven or your hell. But once you externalize something similar that everybody's, you know, resonating with, This is how we create our 3D reality, our physical reality here on Earth, which is what we're all creating together, based on our awarenesses and evolutionary traits. This is what our spirit agreed upon with the collective, because God already did it first. God expanded, now we live inside of God, and we created this earth mess so far. So if you don't expand your awareness to tap into different creativity and imaginations, but go about it in a healthy way with logic, then we can expand and create a better world. But if you're too logical and you're just systematical and you're just greedy about money and getting a job, that's not going to help you even after death, because you're still coming back here and nothing is expanded. Everything is still logical and structured, Saturn-based reality. So there's going to be so much restrictions and boundaries and limitations if you make this world too logical. And spirits who are too logical, that die and pass on and come back here, they're going to follow the same shit and make it even more logical. And there's not enough spirits here who are creative. But it's not just that, but it's like, there's a lot of bullshit with the algorithm suppressing individuals, where we could have been make that event we could have made it popping already, but we got a bunch of haters and losers controlling all of that. So you need to understand the spiritual aspect and not just the physical aspect, because the spiritual aspect is how we're creating the physical aspect. So use your belief and power manifestation to find a deeper meaning of life, because how you're living is not aligned with God. Whether I'm not telling you to not get a job and do what you can, but the spiritual part is more important, because God already created that bullshit, the physical aspect. So yeah, so there's nothing spooky about that shit. Learn how to dwell into philosophy, and but you have to meditate and believe that you can find all the answers, and that's how God will give it to you. Whatever you think God is, the universe, but it's deeper than all of that. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. So peace. I'm out.